So it's down 0.25%, 24,785 on the Nifty. You've got the Nifty Bank, which is down about 0.4. Bank Nifty on your screen. The mid-cap index is down 0.25, and the small-cap index will come up on your screen as well, right out of the gate. So it's down 0.33%, 24,760 on the Nifty. Nifty heat map gives you a quick sense of how we are starting, and then we'll get into individual names. There you go. It's largely, actually it's kind of split, right? Many stocks are still opening up, but I can spot some more red than green, at least right to the word go. Surbhi.
Okay, remember Tata Motors? Sudarshan was just telling us about how things could get so much better, or at least easier, if not better, for JLR, because some of their main plants are located in Europe, and now with this 15% tariff being settled, look at the stock fly. And again, it's positioning, what we were just discussing, it's the worst performing, or well, the second worst performing stock on the index in the last 1 year. And now there's a trade going on, 700 on Tata Motors. Cipla, there were some positive brokerage notes after the earnings over the weekend, so that stock's holding higher. There's ICICI Bank, there's Aisha, but the overall picture is negative. The Nifty is down 100 points almost. And the casualty comes in from both BFSI as well as IT. So the market is not reading TCS's job cut as positive. Yes, mathematically you can add up and say that it saves X amount of cost, but is it a bigger indication of the pressures that lie ahead? Look at what's happening to IT stocks. TCS is down 1.5%, Wipro is down 3%, Infosys is down 1.2%, HCL Tech also lower. So all of IT has been slammed because this market is seeing this as an indication of the environment that the companies are in. Kotak Mahindra Bank is the other big casualty. We've been saying this since morning that, it's been a real negative surprise from Kotak on most fronts, margins, credit cost, asset quality, and the market wasn't prepared for it. 5% lower on Kotak Mahindra Bank. So those are your two hits. Bajaj Finance also on the lower side, Axis Bank on the lower side. Indices Bank is reporting numbers today. It's down 1%. So the twin engines are not firing, neither BFSI nor IT. Let me check Shriram Finance. Stock is flat to slightly positive because of all the BFSI earnings over the weekend, the best in class has actually been Shriram Finance. So you're seeing some specks of green on it. But otherwise, it's a tough opening. 100 points lower now on the Nifty, Nigel.
Well, that's right. A few stocks, though, are outperforming from the broader markets. Just to pull up a few of them, Orient Cement, the EBITDA per ton came in at its highest that we've seen in 16 quarters. They've returned to growing ways. The Ambuja parentage clearly is playing out there. However, a couple of costs, like other expenditure and employee costs, are down by around 17 to around 18% on a sequential basis. And the street continues to fear what happened with Sanghi. Will it happen with Orient as well? Because there's a valuation comfort, but ultimately it could get folded up into Ambuja Cement. So that's why that stock is not running away. Otherwise, the stock would have been much higher in reaction to these numbers. The street is taking into account what could happen going ahead. The other couple of stocks that I'm looking at, SAIL. That one's lower. The numbers were disappointing. In a quarter that we should have seen some kind of growth on the EBITDA front. Actually, that's not come up to expectations. But the stock is down only 2.5% because, as we mentioned on Friday, the street was sniffing that the numbers are going to be weak. So that's why that one, in fact, is down only around 2.5%. Acme Solar, the stock is flying away. The street is liking those numbers that we've seen, and that's why that stock, in fact, is up and about in today's trading session. Good growth, good profitability as well. That's doing well. Sai Silk as well. I think we should get that one up as well. That one as well has opened up with some good gains this morning. So that as well in reaction to its numbers. Both of them, in a market that's wobbly, these stocks are actually flying away. So the market's willing to reward good numbers. Manurama, another one that's already seen a big run in the last few years. It's up another 7% as we speak. Just take a look at the beautiful move that we're seeing on that name. And remember, these are stocks that have already done well. Aadhar Housing from the housing pack as well. That stock has seen a good run. So, though we're talking about numbers not being too good and the earnings season being a little bit subdued, well, I've named 5 to 6 stocks actually this morning that are actually reacting with gains of around 5 to around 8% in today's trade. So, I think, Prashant, you need to be a little bit selective. It's not that the earnings season is just throwing up all sorts of negative surprises. There are select names, particularly from the broader markets, that are actually doing well.
Number one volume-led gainer on the NSE is Sharda Cropchem. Sharda had a massive move on Friday.
20% up.
Yeah, it was, so basically last Thursday stock closed at $900. On Friday it closed at almost 1,100, right? So Sharda Cropchem, almost 1 million shares out of the gates, right? And its stock's up about 3.5%. That's a big one. Orient is picking up on the back of those numbers. 5% now. It started slow, but 5%. But yeah, I mean, so 263 is the second largest volume traded gainer. Look at Aadhar Housing. Aadhar Housing Finance is up 7% and humongous volumes for this point in the day. 1.2 million shares on Aadhar Housing, third largest volume-led gainer right now coming through. There is Reliance Infra, which is coming up about 2.5–3%. Last few sessions, stock has been under pressure. You know, highs were about, what, 430, 440, and it basically hit a low of about 330 or so, but starting to come back up. Volumes are high. Poonawalla FinCorp, I think we mentioned it, 2.5% higher. Sai Silk, Nigel mentioned. We have Wockhardt Pharma. There was that flash at the bottom of the screen about this. I mean, their sort of novel antibiotic, which of course many people are betting on big, which is apparently in UK, some of the tests have proven to be very effective. So more on that later, but 3% higher. Stocks cooled off from 1950, which was the high. Stocks at about 1720, but up today. Kajaria Ceramics, Eris Life Sciences are some of the other names which are coming up. But volumes start to thin out very, very quickly. You know, I was asking Mitesh about IEX, and Mitesh was saying that probably it head backs to 120 eventually. IEX is down 7%. So that Friday's 10% move is completely getting reversed this morning. And that's huge volume. So $10, $11 low on IEX coming through. And I mean, so many others, right? I mean, Kotak Bank we mentioned, SBI Card, Loda, SAIL, GMDC, all in the region of 3 to 5% cuts at this point in time.